Well, welcome back to Vermont, and welcome to my basement, as organized as it is. I'm showing you a pellet stove in the background, and it's that time of year where we like to dry out boots, mittens, gloves, snow pants, and so forth that come in from outside in the wet, and I need a place to get them dried out. So what we used to do is set up one of those folding clothes racks. Probably familiar with those. They last a few years. But hanging heavy snow pants and heavy, water-soaked outdoor gear is pretty heavy. So needed to come up with something else, and that's what I wanted to show you video today. Okay, so there it is. I'll give you a walk around. So here you can see the makeup of this contraption. I used 2x4 material, spruce, and ripped the boards down to about 1.5 inch wide. So they're generally square, 1.5 inch squares for the main rails. And then on the back, I used 1/2 inch EMT, electromechanical tubing. So it comes in a 10-foot length. And I can't remember, it appears that I didn't cut these into equal lengths or make full use of that as you buy it. So I have 5 rungs here, and they're all 40 inches apiece. And I'm holding them on with some PVC conduit hangers, loops. They're screwed in, and then the EMT is kept from sliding left or right just with a screw stop put into the wood. This was just built in a hurry and wasn't made into a elaborate carpentry project. You can tell, of course, by looking at it. If you were really to do this a little better and cheaper, you could have made the rails wider and then counterboard the EMT integrated right into the rail. That would work out well. I might recommend that if you build one of these on your own. And at the bottom, I just put some angle braces to try to keep it square. It's still pretty flimsy when you lift it up, but it's very secure when it's down in place. And the tray, you can see some blocks put on the rear, the underside of the rails to offset the tray. And that's a little finicky, or just experiment how you want to get that to lay down. But the way that pivots, I ran a screw through those mounting blocks into the rail, and the screws just act as the hinge point. Then I ripped the wood down to, I guess maybe they're 1/2 inch slats, and just framed it all together, glued and pre-drilled so it wouldn't split. And that provides a good table for laying wet clothes on, and hats and mittens, boots and things, and lets the air come up through. So of course on the front, just some kickstands. They each fold up, and that keeps the thing balanced and steady. So just experiment where you want that to be located for elevation, height off the floor. And again, pivot it so that it can lay flat down on top of itself. And that whole thing hinges to the floor joists above, and then it swings up into place. And as I showed earlier, it hangs there with just a piece of wire. So in the off season, in the summer, after we get through the last of the wet weather in the spring, this thing can fold up out of the way, and you don't think about it until the next fall. So then I chose to put hooks down the side rails. I just put them at each location as the rungs or the bars went across, and that provides an extra location for coats and hats and other things. The particular hooks I bought aren't very rugged against kids pulling on them, so the hooks themselves are bent downward. You can put anything you'd like there. It adds more real estate for hanging up gear. And I can say in my house, this rack gets loaded often, just full full of everybody's outdoor gear, and it does a great job.